Dime qué es lo que esperas. Dime qué quieres ver.
Morning, beautiful ones. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. Now then, beautiful ones, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching us all how to, sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you look a little bit tired, you've got dark areas under your eyes, haven't you? But you don't fancy wearing a full face of makeup. I'm going to be teaching us how today to give a rested, sort of a wide awake look with just one product really, which will be concealer. So if it sounds like something you guys want to find out more about, stick around. Right, beautiful ones, before I teach you how to do this technique, I'm going to teach you what not to do with concealer, if that's okay with you. So the first point you need to do when using any concealer is to get the shade right, okay? So there's a trend at the minute, isn't there, for using really ultra pale concealers under your eyes and basically slathering it on in thick layers, which just to me looks awful. So this concealer is by Collection. This is in shade Porcelain. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Focus. That's not in a very good mood this morning, hey ho. But this is almost like a white sort of concealer. So what I thought I might do is do this side of my face or on my under eye, how you shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? And this side, I'll teach you my new technique, or the technique. It's not a new technique. It does exist within the makeup artistry, but waffling, aren't I? Okay, so open up your concealer, and this is what I see people doing on YouTube all the time, is they just get it straight out of the pot, they wallop it on here, they slather it, and they put even more than that on, guys. Right, that should do for our first application, shouldn't it, guys? Now then, the only issue I find with this, and then you need to blend it in, so using your ring finger, and we use our ring finger because it is the gentlest finger on our hands. So, God, that looks gorgeous, guys, doesn't it? Beautiful. Wow. This concealer dries really quickly. It's one of the 24-hour where, it lasts 24 hours and basically bonds with the skin. Do you know what I mean? So let's just, and the second it touches the skin, it starts to set. So you do have to work pretty quickly with it. So what do you reckon to that so far, guys? Looking amazing, aren't I? So not beautiful ones, but right. So should we just absorb how hideous this looks for a few seconds? Why not, eh? Can you see it is, first of all, the colour is way too pale, and not any area of my skin is exactly the same shade as the Porcelain. Some people obviously will be the same shade, but it's just not going anywhere near me, is it? So that's the first point I wanted to make, was the fact that that you do need to get the shade as spot on or as near as damn it to your natural skin tone. Otherwise, you're just going to look like a panda bear or the Phantom of the Opera. I won't sing at the minute because, well, I don't want to make you poor ones, beautiful ones out there poorly, do I, via my singing, warbling, I guess you could call it warbling. No warbling this morning, Mr. Man, please. Okay, no warbling. Bit of a frisky mood today, beautiful ones, a bit naughty, do you know what I mean? So, right, now then, beautiful ones, he's been on my face for about 5 minutes and it just won't oxidize any more than that, and that just looks hideous, doesn't it? Absolutely hideous. And I've seen people do it here, use it as highlighter, up here, there, down the the high point of the nostril, the bridge of the nose, just vile, foul looking. And this is a trend I don't like at the minute, which I wish that people would move away from. Perhaps they will do one day, who knows? So now that I've shown you what not to do with products you should really have tried to avoid, i.e. concealers which are about 5,000 shades too pale for your skin, or a couple of shades, I'm just being dramatic there. Go and get yourself a concealer. I'm not saying go out there and buy one. What I'm trying to say here is if you have one in your makeup collection, which is more suited to your skin tone, go and get that. Now compare these two together. This is the one I've just applied. That's the Collection Porcelain, and this one is the MUA, Makeup Artist Academy, and this is in shade Light, I think, or Light Medium, something like that. In order to achieve the effect I'm going to be teaching you how to do today, guys, we need to use this one. So that one. And instead of using my Tipex concealer, or the Collection one, which is now on the floor, we're going to be using the MUA, or Makeup Artists Academy Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer, and this is in shade 140 or 140. So, guys, most people have quite a lot of darkness direct in the inner corner of the eye and underneath the eye, so that's where we're going to be focusing the main bulk of our concealer this morning. Can you see? And you'll see as soon as I put this on that this shade is way better, way more suited to my. And you can put quite a bit on, guys. I mean, there's quite a lot to cover there, isn't there? Usually, thankfully I don't have walloping great big dark circles under my eyes, but we'll put a little bit more on, shall we, just to demonstrate the technique I'm doing here today. And the important thing with concealer is to let that sit for 60 seconds, just so, you know, some of the liquid in it evaporates, making it a little bit more viscous and helps it bond with the skin a little bit better. And whilst that one's cooking down, guys, just put some around your nostril as well. And you can, again, put quite, and this would work with any concealer, guys, as long as you know, you get the same shade or near enough as damn it to your skin tone. For you beautiful ones out there that don't have facial hair or beards or whiskers or anything, which is quite a few of you, I imagine, then just put a little dot in the bang in the center of your chin, a little bit around your mouth too. And we're going to put some on the forehead too. And we're doing this just to create the look of balance. And finally, guys, you can just put, if you have any broken veins on your cheeks or rosacea or anything like that, just apply some onto your cheeks too. Now, it looks like I'm substituting foundation for concealer here. I'm not. I'm just applying the concealer in very, very targeted areas to give us a wide awake sort of look. So now, beautiful ones, taking your wedding ring finger, which is the gentlest finger, it's the weakest finger on your hand, so and there's no risk of tearing or pulling. Pat that into the skin. Just pat and tap, like I'm doing here. I'm not pulling that at all. I'm just patting it. And you probably may even think, you know what I mean, that it's not going to blend in very well, but it will. And the longer you spend doing this, the better, to be honest with you. Just a little tip for you guys out there. Anywhere you want fuller coverage, tap and pat, like I'm doing here. And then, beautiful ones, once you're satisfied that one is, you know, you have enough coverage on the inner corner of your eye or the immediate under eye dark area, you just need to just sweep that out. So again, if you want fuller coverage, pat, tap. If you want a lighter coverage, sweep with your finger, and don't put so much product on as well, obviously. God, that looks hideous, doesn't it? I'm not going to go out. Well, I need to go out, so I have to go and start scrubbing this off now. In about 5 hours' time, my face will be back to normal. And then with the remainder of the concealer, just tap it onto your eyelid. And there's barely anything on my fingers now, I should say. And what I'm doing there is just eliminating any potential redness which may be existing on my eyelid. So I hope that makes sense. And again, beautiful ones, because we want more coverage around our nose, don't we? So we're just tapping the concealer into that one. Again, not sweeping, just tapping. And I guess you could do that on any area of your face. So I think on my cheeks, because I don't have many broken veins or anything, I'll just sweep that out over to give us a lighter coverage. And the same with my forehead. And beautiful ones, because we're just using the concealer in very, very targeted areas, and we're using it in specific ways, aren't we? i.e. tapping and swiping. It's given me now the impression of, or the illusion of, perfected skin. So compare that side to that side. There's no comparison really, is there, beautiful ones? So beautiful ones, in today's makeup tutorial, I've taught you guys out there how to apply concealer to awake your skin, basically, just so that you look like you've had your 8 hours sleep at night, as opposed to 1.5 like I normally have. Do you know what I mean? Which is getting worse as I'm getting older. Now I sleep for like 5 minutes, but you didn't need to know that, guys, did you? No. I mean, look at that side there, and this is what I think's wrong with the beauty world at the minute. Is just that we're all doing exactly the same thing. Do you know what I mean? We're all slapping loads of concealer on, and they don't stop there either. They then apply foundation, bronzer, blusher, contour, powder, mascara, so on, and polyfiller, and it's just ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Because I firmly believe that makeup should be there to make you look as good as possible, not to make you look like a mannequin. And also, we have also learned that we can apply the concealer to get 2 different sorts of coverage, can't we? By tapping and patting into the skin, we get the fullest coverage possible. So, you know, you can get areas under the eye, but specifically very dark areas, and just go in with a second layer if you know, the first layer hasn't given you enough couvrage or coverage. And we've also learned today that by sweeping the concealer and using a little bit less, we can have a far more sheer look to our skin. So just a very, very quick video today, guys. I had to share this tip with you beautiful ones out there because I'm pretty excited about this one. If you enjoyed today's makeup tutorial, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Similarly, please do leave a comment and I will reply. I do promise. If I don't reply to them all, it's because I've slipped through the net or I haven't seen them yet. But, they can be weeks afterwards. I suddenly find them and I reply to them. People are like, why is that man only replying to me a month after I commented? But I do get back to everyone eventually. So, and also by liking, commenting and subscribing. So if you don't mind, please subscribing to the channel and hit the notifications button to all. The YouTube algorithm picks up the more likes and comments and subscribers you have. The YouTube algorithm picks it up and propels your channel forward. So, and more people get to see it basically that way, which is the whole point behind me doing these tutorials, is I want to get my techniques and methods out there to the masses, so that one day, fingers crossed, we can stop this sort of ridiculousness. Do you know what I mean, guys? It's just Right, I better go. Have a wonderful Monday, guys. Lots of love. Take care. See you soon.